Thank you, ladies and gentlemen, members of the media. Thank you for attending this media conference. We will also be putting up this media conference on AfriForum's Facebook page, where we will be speaking in English and in Afrikaans, as well as Sepedi and isiZulu. I just want to start off by also welcoming the panel. Mr. Senzo Meyiwa, the brother of the late Senzo Meyiwa. We are happy that you are joining us again at this conference. Senzo flew in from Durban this morning. He says he had quite a bumpy ride, but we're happy to have you here, and for all the trouble, we know you're returning this afternoon again. Yes. Then we have Adv Gerrie Nel, who's the head of AfriForum's private prosecution unit. And then next to him, Advocate Tiger Mamabola, who's a prosecutor at AfriForum's private prosecution unit. And he will also be saying what Advocate Nel and I'm saying now. He'll be saying that in Sepedi for the sake of people that prefer comment in Sepedi. I just want to start off again by giving some feedback with regard to cases we are busy with. We were in court this morning with Mr. Nomgcobo, a private prosecution case where our unit is prosecuting privately with regard to an assault case. And we are happy about the fact that the date for the hearing has been set, and the hearing will start on the 5th of May next year. The same applies to the prosecution of the speaker, Mrs. Tande Modise. That case has been set for trial on the 24th of March next year. And we also want to thank the private prosecution unit for bringing those matters this far. Just some feedback with regard to the Julius Malema case. You will know that he appeared in court on the 20th of November with regard to an assault of a senior police officer. We are happy about the fact that the NPA, that they are prosecuting Mr. Malema on that, in that regard. You will know also that we had to put pressure on them to do that after there was no real movement. The same applies for the firing of a firearm. That case started on the 27th of November in the Eastern Cape, where Mr. Malema had his first appearance. And again, in that matter, we had to put pressure on the NPA to go ahead with prosecutions. And why we are happy about this, our job is in the first place not to privately prosecute. As a civil society organization, we want to make sure that the criminal justice system works, and that there's equality before the law, and that people should be prosecuted if they transgress the law, irrespective of what their position is. And in this case, the NPA, with them prosecuting, it's actually a win. That is how it should work. And we are only keeping our private prosecution in cases where the NPA are not doing their job, and we think there's enough evidence for a prosecution. And that, of course, applies to the Modise and Moyane cases. Then with regard to the third case against Mr. Julius Malema, it's the on-point matter. We have made representations to the NPA because we believe their decision not to prosecute Mr. Malema is not the correct decision. We have written to the NPA with these representations, and you will see in your media packages there's quite a thorough arguments that we sent to the NPA. We don't want the case again like the case with Mr. Zuma and Shabir Sheikh, where those cases were separated, and in the end it created a travesty. We believe that Mr. Malema should be tried with the rest of the people with regard to the on-point matter. So we have made our representations, and hopefully sanity will prevail. Then just some feedback on the Jiba matter. You'll know that in November 2017, General Johan Boysen appointed Advocate Nel's team to represent him in this matter. There was a court case to say that Advocate Jiba should be prosecuted. It did not happen. We have now written to the NPA, giving them 14 days to prosecute Mrs. Jiba. Failing to do so, we will go ahead with a mandamus application, and the mandamus application is an application to force the NPA to make a decision. If they decide to prosecute, that will be brilliant. That is what we ask for. If they don't, then we want a nollie prosecution certificate to make sure that we can prosecute privately. Then the main issue for today's media conference, and that is why Mr. Senzo Meyiwa is here today, is just to give you some progress with regard to the matter that we have taken on behalf of the Meyiwa family. The positive in that case, there are a number of witnesses that came to the fore, people in the police or people that were in the police previously. But we've also taken our firm decision to speed up the process. We are asking for a formal inquest into the death of Mr. Senzo Meyiwa. And why a formal inquest is, we believe, the best idea, because it would give us an opportunity to get the 8 people that were in the house and other people that are witnesses, to get them in court under oath, and where Advocate Gerrie Nel would be in a position to cross-examine them. We believe at the stage where we are now, it would be hard to get information from people that already made statements. And we believe under oath, under cross-examination in a court, we have confidence that Advocate Nel and his team will be able to make sure that we get as much facts possible from those people that were in the house. That is more or less the strategy we've decided upon. I'm very hopeful that that will bear fruit. It will speed up the process. But of course, Advocate Nel, you can go ahead and give further information.
Thank you, Mr. Kriel. Indeed, it's a bit technical, but any unnatural death in South Africa, only 2 things can happen. There can only be either be a prosecution or an inquest. That must happen. Now, I think we must just put this into perspective. This murder happened on the 26th of October 2014. Now, in this 5 years, nothing really happened. It went so far that there was an interview with the family with the Director of Public Prosecutions in Johannesburg, Mr. Chauke, where Mr. Chauke indicated to them that on the docket that he has, a prosecution is not possible. Mr. Chauke went so far as to say that all the people in the house, they must all be lying, and the police must go back to get new statements from them. Now that is a very difficult instruction to give, because you're inviting people to commit perjury. So what we're saying, we've reached out to the South African Police Service. When Senzo and the family came to see us, we reached out to the South African Police Service. We offered our cooperation, we offered our assistance. We haven't even had the courtesy of a response from Mr. Cele or Commissioner Sithole at all. But whilst I'm talking about Mr. Cele had an interview with Yusuf Abramji earlier this year, where he said the following. He said, I put my head on the block before December, and he said, definitely twice. Definitely before December, the Meyiwa case will be resolved. Now we're 2 weeks, 3 weeks from Christmas. He said before Christmas. We're 2 weeks from Christmas, nothing's happened. What we do have is, we have the NPA asking for the police investigating team to be replaced. We have the NPA directing the police to take statements of people in the house. At least there we agree with Mr. Chauke. We agree with Mr. Chauke and the witnesses that we've consulted that to search for robbers that came into the house and caused this murder would be a waste of time. The answer to this matter lies within that house, within the 8 people that were present in that house. Now, the best way, if you already have statements from all these people and you're unable to prosecute, as Mr. Chauke has indicated, you're obliged to refer all the statements to the magistrate, for the magistrate then to have an inquest into the death. As soon as that happens, and we're imploring the NPA to do that quickly, as soon as that happens, we will get involved, we will be on brief, and we will then request the magistrate to have a formal inquest. And a formal inquest, you call all the witnesses, and you test their versions. That's the only way we believe that we could fast track this matter, because how long must the police still be allowed to investigate without any arrests and without any prosecution? So our main brief is to ensure that justice is done. That's what Safisa and his family gave us, said we have to ensure that justice is done, and it's now time that the family get closure, that they understand who caused this, and the only way to do this without wasting further time is to have an inquest. Now, the only way that the NPA could refuse to refer the matter to the magistrate must be if they say an arrest is imminent. If that is so, then it's brilliant. We'll support them all the way. But if there's no arrest imminent, and if that arrest, the information to affect this arrest happened between the consultation with Mr. Chauke and today, it's hard to believe. So if they want to arrest and charge people, certainly we will support the family through a process of prosecution. But we do think that the only strategy that can work is to have an inquest. We've heard troubling things from the family, that the police would visit them, have interviews with family members. The family members would give them very relevant information, only then to realize later that there's no such statement in the police document. So all these things, if all these rumors are out there, if there's lots of information out there, the only way to deal with this is an inquest. And an inquest is not a good to have. You either prosecute or you have an inquest. That's the only two ways that you can deal with an unnatural death. So I'm willing to answer any questions as far as the inquest is concerned, but certainly we've written to the NPA indicating that we implore them to do what they have to do in terms of the Inquest Act. As far as the on-point matter is concerned, that's the prosecution of Mr. Malema. We received from Advocate Baloy, the acting Director of Public Prosecutions in Pretoria, a letter on the 19th of November, when he indicated that certain people will be prosecuted on certain charges, but not Mr. Malema. Now, that we find very peculiar. There are lots of things one can do if you find something peculiar, but we decided, in the interest of justice, to implore the NPA to reconsider their decision. As we say, that is the decision not to prosecute Mr. Malema is irrational and not in line with the facts. So, in this letter that's part of your bundle, we set out in detail why we think Mr. Malema should be prosecuted. If I could perhaps just deal with one specific aspect, and that's the purchase of the farm Skelkrol. Now that farm, Skelkrol, was bought, we know where the money came from. The money came from the Limpopo Department of Roads and Transport into OnPoint, from OnPoint to a lawyer's account, also through a different company into a lawyer's account. The offer to purchase that farm was signed by Mr. Malema. The instruction to register the farm Skelkrol in the name of Ratanang Trust, which is his family trust, was given by Mr. Malema. That instruction changed, and the property was registered in the name of Guama Properties. But what we did is, we just looked at a timeline. Now, the first payment for the farm Skelkrol was done in May 2014. Now, you only make payments after you've after the offer to purchase was accepted. I just want to see if I got the dates right. No, May 2011. I thought I got the dates wrong. The first payment was made in May 2011. In August 2011, this story broke in the Mail and Guardian. 31st of August 2011, the farm was registered in the name of Guama. So for us, that should be investigated. That should be form part of a court matter, specifically thinking of a charge of money laundering. We indicate that there are clear indications of other money laundering matters that the NPA decided not to prosecute. And we implore the National Prosecuting Authority to reconsider the decision and to prosecute Mr. Malema. We say, as Mr. Kriel rightly said, that this judgment gave one a feeling of deja vu, gave you a feeling of the NPA taking a decision to prosecute Mr. Sheikh and not Mr. Zuma. But certainly they must have learned lessons by now to indicate that if you only prosecute one of the people in a matter, one of the accused in a matter, that it will have devastating effects on a later prosecution. A delayed prosecution will always has devastating consequences for any prosecution. So it's the end of the year, so we've dealt with the two big matters. In the other matter that Mr. Kriel also mentioned is the Jiba matter. Now, in the Jiba matter, there's quite a history to it. We've applied for a knowledge prosecutor certificate on behalf of General Johan Boysen in November 2017. In December 2017, there was a matter where the court decided that the decision to not prosecute and to withdraw the cases against Mr. Jiba was irrational and that the matter should be placed on the roll. Mr. Abrams then, when he was still the National Director of Public Prosecutions, a few days before he had to abandon his position, he referred it to a Director of Public Prosecutions who decided not to prosecute. But that was never the instruction of the court. The order of the court was that matters should be re-enrolled. So with all that in mind, and there's quite a long history that's very technical, with that in mind, we've taken a firm decision to put the National Prosecuting Authority on terms, to indicate to them that we expect the certificate within 14 days, failure of which we will approach the court for a mandamus. Whilst I'm talking about a mandamus, in the previous press briefing, we indicated that we will file a mandamus in the on-point matter. We did. And when the NPA had to file their answers to our mandamus, they took the decision. So it is perhaps a sorry state of affairs that if you deal with departments in the criminal justice system, that you don't get anything out of them without litigating and without trying to force things out of them. We've decided in the on-point matter to rather consult with them, to indicate to them why we think Mr. Malema should be prosecuted and avoid long drawn-out litigation. So those are the three matters that we want to report back on today.
Thank you very much, Advocate. Mr. Meyiwa, I don't know if you want to say something.
Yeah, I just want to thank, on behalf of the family, we believe that inquest will ensure justice, so that my brother's case will eventually be brought to, so that my brother's murderers will be brought to court. We are very proud to be associated with AfriForum, and we are very happy that they have taken this step, and we have agreed that they must go on with it, so that Advocate Gerrie Nel will get an opportunity to face the witnesses in court and cross-examine them. That's all. That's what we want. We want closure. We want to find out what happened. Yeah.
Thank you, Mr. Meyiwa. From AfriForum side, we also want to thank your family for that you are willing to take a stand. I know it must be hard, but we all want justice to be done, and we want to thank you that you are going this route and we are able to work with you. That is the Afrikaans or the English part. I'll do a short summary with regard to Afrikaans, and Advocate Nel can also do a short summary, and then we'll go over to Sepedi and isiZulu, also short, and then we'll be able to let you ask some questions. Net baie kort terugvoer van AfriForum af met betrekking tot die hofsaake waarmee ons besig is. Ons is baie tevrede dat Advokaat Nel en sy span by AfriForum se privaat vervolgingseenheid vordering begin maak. Meneer Tomojani, die vorige hoof van die belastinggaarder, is vanoggend in die hof gewees en sy saak van aanranding is vasgestel vir die 5de en 6de Mei. Die speaker, mevrou Tandi Modise, verskyn die 24ste en 26ste Maart in Potchefstroom op 'n klag van dieremishandeling. Beide hierdie sake gaan Advokaat Nel en sy span privaat vervolg. Ons is ook tevrede met die vordering in die Malema saak. Julius Malema het al die 20ste November in die hof verskyn met die aanranding van 'n senior polisiebeampte en ook die 27ste November met betrekking tot die onwettige afvuur van 'n vuurwapen. Beide hierdie sake was daar geweldige druk op die NVG en het hulle besluit om nou self te vervolg, wat vir ons 'n baie positiewe stap is, en weer eens dankie aan Advokaat Nel en sy span vir die druk daar in daardie geval. Dan die onpoint saak het ons 'n skrywe gekry van die NVG op 19 November dat hulle nie aanvanklik vir meneer Malema gaan vervolg saam met die res van die beskuldigdes nie. Ons het nou vertoog gerig aan die NVG en in hierdie vertoog gee ons 'n baie duidelike uiteensetting hoekom meneer Malema vervolg kan word met die huidige feite met betrekking tot geldwasery. So ons glo dat hulle beslissing om hom nie te vervolg in daardie saak nie is irrasioneel, en ons glo dat ons vertoog dit vir hulle baie duidelik sal uitwys. Dan wat advokaat, of wel meer advokaat nie, mevrou Jiba betref, gaan ons nou voort met 'n mandamus aansoek indien die NVG binne 14 dae nie vir ons aanleiding gee om haar verder te vervolg nie, maar Advokaat Nel kan meer daaroor sê. Dan net wat die Meyiwa saak betref, weet ons dat gelukkig het daar baie inligting na vore gekom, mense in die polisie, mense wat voorheen in die polisie gewerk het, maar ons sit nou in 'n posisie waar dit nodig is om die 8 mense wat in die huis was onder kruisondervraging te neem, en 'n manier om dit reg te kry om by die feite uit te kom is om 'n amptelike geregtelike doodsondersoek aan te vra. Ons vra dit nou namens die familie aan, en vir ons sal dit positief wees sodat Advokaat Nel en sy span hierdie 8 mense en ander betrokkenes onder kruisondervraging kan neem in 'n hof waar daardie mense onder eed moet getuig. Ons glo dit is die beste manier om by 'n antwoord uit te kom in daardie saak. Advokaat Nel kan ook verdere inligting gee.
Ja, ek dink dit is belangrik om te weet dat hierdie voorval het plaasgevind op 26 Oktober 2014. So dis meer as 5 jaar terug wat hierdie moord plaasgevind het. Wat ons ook weet is dat in 'n onlangse onderhoud wat advokaat Chauke, die hoof van die openbare vervolgers in Johannesburg, met die familie gehad het, het hy aangedui dat op die saakdossier soos hy tans daar uitsien, kan 'n vervolging op die moord nie plaasvind. Nou as dit so is daar net een van 2 keuses. Elke onnatuurlike dood in Suid-Afrika se proses volg dieselfde paadjie. Daar moet of 'n vervolging wees, of 'n saak met 'n geregtelike doodsondersoek verwys word. Dis 'n bietjie tegnies, maar gaan net so 'n bietjie daarby stil staan. 'n Geregtelike doodsondersoek kan weer op 2 maniere gebeur. Dit kan of 'n formele geregtelike doodsondersoek wees, of 'n informele geregtelike doodsondersoek. 'n Informele geregtelike doodsondersoek is waar die landdros bloot na die verklaringe kyk en 'n bevinding maak. 'n Formele geregtelike doodsondersoek is waar die getuies geroep word om te getuig en hulle kan getoets word. Nou, sodra die saak vir 'n geregtelike doodsondersoek verwys word, het die familie 'n reg in terme van die wet om die hof dan te nader en te vra dat dit 'n formele geregtelike doodsondersoek moet wees, wat ons dan namens hulle sal doen. Die laaste bietjie tegniese inligting wat ek wil gee is, na 'n geregtelike doodsondersoek is daar 'n verdere proses. As die landros sal bevind dat die dood veroorsaak is deur iemand, dan moet dit weer teruggaan na die vervolgingsgesag om te vervolg of nie. So 'n geregtelike doodsondersoek is 'n proses wat gevolg moet word, maar is nie 'n proses wat enige saak kan benadeel nie, maar is wel 'n proses wat aan die familie afsluiting kan gee, wat aan die familie 'n aanduiding kan gee, 'n gevoel van geregtigheid, dat wat gebeur het, ons nader kom aan die waarheid. So ons het vir die vervolgingsgesag aangedui dat hulle verplig is nou om die saak vir geregtelike doodsondersoek na die landros te versend, sodat 'n geregtelike doodsondersoek kan geskied. Ek wil net vinnig iets sê oor die ondersoek wat ons gedoen het sedert ons betrokke geraak het by die saak. Nou wat ontstellend is dat ons van die familie van die Meyiwa familie verneem het dat senior polisiebeamptes met hulle konsultasies gehad het, hulle het vir die senior polisiebeamptes relevante feite gegee, maar toe hulle probeer uitvind, is daar geen verklarings van hierdie mense in die saak dossier gelees hier. Nou as dit so is, dan is die geregtelike doodsondersoek die perfekte proses om te kyk na die ondersoek hiervan, om te kyk na die feite wat gebeur het. Dit is wat die Meyiwa saak aan betref. Wat die on-point saak aan betref, dink ek het meneer Kriel dit breedvoerig behandel. Al wat ek wil byvoeg is dat ons het 'n besluit geneem dat dit dien geen doel om nou in 'n ellelange litigasie betrokke te raak en die NVG te dwing om 'n rasionele besluit te neem nie. Ons wil net die ander roete volg. Vir ons is dit belangrik dat geregtigheid moet geskied, dat daar nie selektiewe vervolging is nie. Daarom het ons in 'n skrywe aan die NVG duidelik gemaak hoekom ons dink meneer Malema moet vervolg word. U sal sien as u na die skrywe kyk, veral wat die aankoop van die plaas skuilkraal aanbetref, is daar duidelike getuienis. Nou die duidelike getuienis hoe dit aangekoop is opgevolg deur die volgende. Toe die waterbeslagleggingseenheid van die vervolgingsgesag op die plaas beslag lê, plaas is gekoop vir net oor die 3 miljoen rand, het niemand dit geopeneer. Want die vervolgingsgesag het in hulle aansoek gesê dat die plaas is gekoop met gaan ek sukkel proceeds of crime, opbrengs van misdaad, is met opbrengs van misdaad aangekoop. En niemand het dit geopeneer. So as mens net al die feite kyk, dan dink ek dit is 'n irrasionele besluit en ons doen 'n beroep op die vervolgingsgesag om dit te heroorweeg. As sover dit mevrou Jiba aanbetref, is dit korrek. Ons het al in November 2017 aansoek gedoen vir 'n National Prosecuting sertifikaat om private vervolg. Daar het nog niks gebeur nie. Daar's intussen hofsaake gewees wat aangedui het die saak moet ter hulle geplaas word. Ten spyte daarvan is die saak hierna teruggetrek. Ons het nou vir die vervolgingsgesag aanduiding gegee dat ons ook in hierdie saak hulle gaan nader met 'n mandamus. Terwyl ek van 'n mandamus praat, moet ek vir u sê dat in ons vorige media konferensie het ons aangedui dat ons wat onboyd aanbetref 'n mandamus gaan liaseer. Nou dit was suksesvol. Ter 11de ure toe die vervolgingsgesag moet antwoord op ons mandamus, het hulle vir ons 'n besluit gegee. So, dit is dan die volgende proses. Dankie.
Baie dankie, advokaat. Mr. Meyiwa, you're welcome to say something in isiZulu.
Ngiyabonga kakhulu. Simndeni siyakholwa ukuthi ukuvula kwale inquest kuzosiza kakhulu kulethe ukuthi labo ababulala noma loyo wabulala mfowethu aye enkantolo. And kuzonikeza ithuba uAdv Gerrie Nel ukuthi bonke ababesendlini bakwazi ukuthi baye enkantolo, akwazi ukubafaka imibuzo, bakwazi ukuphendula ukuthi kwenzakalani ngempela. And siyacela ukuthi bonke eNingizimu Afrika babe kanye nathi ukuthi silwe nale nkohlakala khona eSouth Africa yokuthi kube khona ama cases angasolveki amaqiniso abaziwa siyabonga kakhulu. Yeah, thanks.
Thank you. Advocate Mama Bolo.
Baboredi le la kamoka wa ditaba ba batle mo le khono tlo kwa ka feedback ya rena go melato e setse tshwaeditswe ke Malema le Bafana Grill. Re tle mo tabeng ya Senzo Meyiwa se se tlhaga se diretse motlaka wa di 26 tsa October 2014 wa e metlhano e fetileng e o pjale le khono a ona motlhala a gona botlhatse rena re le AfriForum re nyake shishitse re kopana le batho ba re kopane le bona ba bang ba bona ke mapodisa gala a lo bya le gona ene re gore molato o tšeruiše pele swantse re tšere itse gore ke inquest ka re morena Nel sa tlhalositse inquest e tla ka mekgwa e mebedi go na le formal go na le informal informal ya mathomo ke magistrate a tša ditatemente tše di leng gona ka re ga docket ya mapodisa a di kopantša a di bala gomme a ntšha sephetho informal gora gore ba ditlhase ka moka ba tlo bitswa ba ye kgorong go ba le magistrate ba fe botlhase ba bona pele ga magistrate gomme botlhokwa ba taba gore ba fe botlhase pele ga magistrate ko gore leloko la family ya ga Meyiwa rena re kgethile re le AfriForum re emela ke Malema re tla hwetša sebaka sa go ba botšološa go ba botšiša dipotšišo go ya ka mokgodi dire ka gone ene le le ga la tseba gore morena Nel wa kgona go botšiša dipotšišo re tla fita sephetong sa taba nnete re tla e tseba ya gore go na le batho ba di-robbers ba ba le gona a re nyake go iša tlhogong go bona le batho ba 80 ba seswai ka mo ntlong eo gomme ke bona bao re tlo berekang le bona ga re botšišana dipotšišo e le ge re le ka go ntšha mo ya taba mo bona morena Nel o tlhalose gape gore ge go na le molato wa polao mo South Africa as a country go na le dilo tše pedi tše latelago motho wa tšhwišisiwa ka criminal like wa išwa go kgota a sekišiwa jwale ka le tlhwa le mmona a sekiša batho mo televisioneng e nngwe go ba le inquest e le yona tsela e re ratang go e latela ka molato wa Meyiwa re rata le go bolela gape gore molato wa mohu shem o tšere matsapa gore a be gona dipule tše di kana aeroplane di sa fofe di emišiwa fo lebaka jang mara kgonne go fitlha ke ka gore o na le tshepo mo AfriForum o na le trust e tletšeng gore rena re le AfriForum re tla go solva molato re ngwaletše ministera e le go Mr. Cele or the honorable ka ge ba mmitša ke mmitša the honorable Mr. Cele re ngwaletše lengwalo ra ba ra ngwalela le lona mo gopotša ra ngwalela NPA lefapha la botšhwisi la South Africa lengwalo ra ba gopotša ra ngwalela le wa tshwere maphodisa e le ka ge re botšiša ka molato re rata go ba botša gore re gona re tla di thuša re tla be ntšhera le lena empa se setšhala e ba go ka re a ba nyake thušo le perišana ya rena gobane a ba re fetole mara re ka se eme gobane lapa la ga Meyiwa le tlhoka closure re ka se eme ra emela bona rena re AfriForum re na le dikarabo ka re ba rena ke inquest e formal re tlo followa lenaneo leo and go inquest e formal ge magistrate a ka dira sephetho sa gore go na le motho wa rileng gona go ba seswai ba 80 wa e le rona le maikarabelo go se se diraletšego a o re tlo mo tšea gape re mo iše go criminal gape a ka re inquest process re mo tšea re mo iše go criminal re mo sekiše jwale ka le tlwaetše go bona batho ba sekišile ya mohumagadi Jiba e bonolo o e tlhalose morena Nel le morena Grill ba le botsa gabotse gore kgoro e kgolo ya tsheko e rile case eo e swantse e tšewe e bušetšwe rolong e se beng gore motho o mongwe a e thome fase a decide gore na o nyako dirang ka yona go tlhalose gore morena Abrahams ga ba sepela ge nako a ke le bone gore sepele na wa ile a fitla go sepele o be a sa kgethiwa ga botse o sepetse ge nako ya ga e batametse ya gore a sepele o tšea molato o iša go DPP ya ko Mabatho ko Morena Smith a kere a re a decide ka leso ga se seo gore ya tsheko e le swantse se diragala gore ya tsheko e le molato a o bušetšwe rolong gore MP a ba kwešiše gona mo ba fapantšha dieto ga ba kweše molao ona o ba swantse ba toka yona eo swantse ba e dira gomme re taba go potsa rena re le AfriForum gore a o batle se karelang sephetho sa kgoro e kgolo ya tsheko ya Afrika Borwa se se rego bušetša molato rolong ge ba sa dire jwalo jwale ka gore re tlwaetse rena re ke re le-sexualo tse ba re sa kere di dira re boletse ra re rena le ntho ba re ke mandabus ka on point ra re ge re sa tse sephetho re tla leiša kgorokgolo ya tsheko ka mandabus ka nnete seo re se dirile ge ba swantse ba fetole dipušo goba ba tle ba emele ba ipolela ba re ka motsotso wa bo 11 motsotso wa mafelelo ba boa ba re no ra ba charger ba solelwa gomme ge ba ba charger ba tlogela Morena Malema re sa boa re alla re le motlogela jwang go na le botlhatsi bo bo feletšego bo bontšhago gore Morena Malema o gona mo tiragalong e o boletse ka plasa ba re ke scale craft ye bontšhaga botse o le rekilwe ke mang ka tšhelete ye kgweditšwego jwang go tloa go department ya ditsela le transport a ke le ikwetse so re NPA lebelela molato ga botse so go di jalo re sa bolele le bona ga botse re ba ngwaletse mangwalo ra ba ngwalela dintlha ra ba bontšha gore lebelela dintlha tse le se ke la dira phošo e le dirileng ka molato ga Zuma le Shabiri Sheikh la charger o moteng la re mola le charge la bona gore mongwe be a le gona ge le le ka go mo gore la mo charger go mere e tšea mengwaga ke la e tseba le yona ke isa mokutano so ke tsona tse di re tlisitse mo legono re rata go tlhalosa ka sepedi ke a leboga
Ke a leboga, Advocate. Are there any questions? Anton.
Good morning, Anton Meyer from Pretoria. And firstly, on the Senzo Meyiwa case, what steps can you take to force the NPA to institute a formal inquest? Is there the same avenue, the mandamus avenue, that you can take with a formal inquest as you do with the issue of a knowledge prosecution certificate? And then on another case, you decided to approach the NPA for a knowledge prosecution certificate for a prominent businessman who reportedly raped his grandchild. You received the certificate, but decided to withdraw prosecution. Could you please provide us with some of the reasons why you decided to withdraw prosecution?
Good. Shall I do?
Maybe I should do the latter.
Okay.
What the NPA knows full well is that in that specific case with regard to the grandfather, where the NPA is not part, there is a court order that prohibits all the parties from speaking about this case, speaking about the facts. And I would dearly love to give you the reasons how the criminal justice system has failed this young girl. But if I give you those reasons, I would be transgressing a court order. And I think it's unfair from the NPA to attack us on something where they know full well we are not able to give the facts. But the facts is something I cannot say. But what I can say is that the criminal justice system failed this girl, and it led to irreparable damage to this case. But I did not want to Advocate Nel to say something because I'm walking on the line. And if they want to arrest somebody, they can rather take me because we need him with regard to the Meyiwa case.
Okay, at least I agree with Mr. there. Let me deal with we have to litigate to force them. It's something similar to mandamus, to force them just to take a decision on a matter. But we, in the Meyiwa matter, now I'm very excited about the new strategy that we've embarked on, because that really forces people into doing something, especially in this particular instance where we've reached out to them and we offered our assistance. The families reached out to them and asked them to explain to us what the status of the matter is, do they have any suspects, who are the suspects and where they're going, and they just ignore us. So in this kind of instance, I think it's a perfect strategy to force people into doing something or allowing us to do something through the process of an inquest.
There was another question, sir.
I just wanted to ask, I don't know if it's a fair question, but how many witnesses have come forth so far in the Senzo Meyiwa case? And you spoke about the family giving evidence through the police, and those police officers would not put that in a docket. Were they authentic police, or what was? If you could just give us more on the new witnesses that have come.
We've seen quite a few witnesses. Obviously, I'm not going to disclose who we saw and how many we've seen. I mean, I don't want to prejudice the matter any further. I mean, if there's one thing that this case doesn't need, and that is to be prejudiced any further. As far as the matter is concerned of a policeman that saw the family, consulted with the family, but as far as we know and as far as the family know, never filed a statement in the docket. Those were not bogus policemen, they were real policemen, that we all know. So the one aspect that I have to say is, we've reached out to the police, we said, let us work together. We haven't seen the case docket. So what we had to gather is through the consultations with Mr. Chauke, through the consultations with the Meyiwa family that they had with a policeman that they trust. There's a policeman that they trust, and that is talking to them.
Yes.
So through all that, we had to first establish, is it worth anybody's while to investigate these allegations of two robbers going into a house robbing people? Now that's the first question you have to ask yourself. Now we agree with Mr. Chauke there, that the answer lies within the house. So that was the first question we had to answer. The second question is the answer lies within the house. And if we have that, those people have, according to what we've heard, all attested to affidavits. And to go back to them would be invite people to commit perjury.
Are there any further questions? Azai, thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Bye, donkey. Kia leboga. Thank you.